Although this past presidential election was historic, I'm here to tell you why I think President Obama is taking the country in a wrong direction. President Obama is a widely popular president, but his decisions on spending, life, and national defense has been detrimental to our nation. I will explain why I feel like these three issues and why he is failing in these three areas. First, on spending. President Obama has spent more than any president combined in our nation's history in his first 100 days. He has signed off on the $787 billion spending bill and a $410 billion omnibus bill, which helps the government get through the next year. He also has a proposed $1.3 trillion budget for this year. Now, how does this affect you? Some may say that the $13 a week that we are getting in our paychecks for next year's write-off is just not enough. Now, ProPublica.org gives a detailed account of where this money is being spent. $650 million is being allotted for a digital to analog converter box program so people can watch TV. Also, $25 million to a Smithsonian repairs. Now, although this seems like wasteful spending to me, Obama is asking us to try to tighten our budget. But even on both sides of the political fence, we are seeing waste. Many say that we need the stimulus or spending bill to stimulate the economy. I disagree. Instead of spending billions of dollars, I think Obama should take a page out of Ronald Reagan's book. In 1982, we had a recession that is equal to the one that we are experiencing now. Unemployment was very high, inflation was very high. But instead of spending money, Ronald Reagan cut government spending. According to mensnewsdaily.com, Reagan cut taxes on the higher earners. Their tax cut dropped from a whopping 70% to 28%. And Obama is raising taxes on the upper class. Now, I feel this is important because the higher earners in our country are the ones who are stimulating wealth throughout the country. Now, if they feel like they're getting taxed more, they're going to do less for us. These are the people that employ us. These are the people that own businesses. And this is also corporate America. Now, spending is out of control. Obama has increased the deficit 450% in his first 100 days. Compared to Ronald Reagan, who increased the deficit 35% in 8 years. Let me say that one more time. 450% in 100 days compared to 35% in 8 years. I think we get lost in what trillions and billions and millions mean. So just let me go over and let you visualize what billions and trillions may mean. A billion minutes ago, we were in the Stone Age. That's 1 billion minutes ago, we were in the Stone Age. If you spent $1 million every minute of every day for nearly 2 years, that would equal $1 trillion. Now, Obama's proposed budget with all the spending is $3.6 trillion. Unfortunately, these are not just minutes and hypothetical ideas. This is real tax dollars that are being spent that we have to pay back as Americans. We are footing the bill for this. So I urge you, if you disagree with this, to call your senators, call your state representatives, voice your opinions if you disagree with this outrageous spending. Because we are the ones, and our children and our children's children are the ones that's going to foot the bill for this. Now on to life. This is a very controversial issue, and I've realized that some people are on one side or the other, and there's really no middle ground. But I'm here to tell you where our president stands. I think it's important to know. During the elections, I think these issues got put on the back burner because the economy was so bad. Now, Obama supports abortion on every level. In January of '09, he lifted a ban of federal funding that allotted $400 million a year to go towards abortion to Mexico and overseas. There's no choice whether we have no choice in this. Our tax dollars are being spent on this, which I find ironic because Obama is pro-choice. So the women have a choice whether to not or choose to have an abortion, but yet we don't have a choice in whether we want to put in to fund abortions overseas, let alone our own country. Now, while in the Illinois State Senate, Obama voted 3 times against a late-term abortion bill that would ban late-term abortions. Now, Jill Stanek was a registered nurse in the state of Illinois when she was thrust into a situation where she had to help deliver a baby that survived a late-term abortion. When asked what to do with the body at 21 weeks, the nurse told her the procedure was to just wrap it up in linens and basically let the baby die. Now, at that age, their lungs are not developed enough in order to survive. So basically they suffocate, almost like a fish out of water. Now on her website, jillstanek.com, she has transcripts and audios that are listed that Obama, while he was in the Senate, that he stated on his views on this subject. He stated he was more concerned about the burdens on the doctors or the mothers that really wanted to have the abortions in the first place, rather than the babies. As stated earlier, this is a controversial issue, but I wanted to tell you where President Obama stands. This is a picture of a 21-week-old baby that came early. As you can see, this baby has arms, legs, head, feet, hands, a heart. It's a living human being. So I urge you to research this on jillstanek.com, see what President Obama said in his transcripts, and make up your mind for yourself. But I want you to use your voice to speak up for some of the babies that may not have that voice to speak up. And third, I want to talk about national defense. In recent weeks, top secret documents and memos were released to the press concerning the interrogation methods that we use on captured al-Qaeda terrorists. Now I believe that this was an attempt and pressure put on Obama in order to release these documents, because a group of Democrats are trying to prosecute former President Bush aides, and I believe Obama fell under the pressure. Now the same people who killed thousands of Americans on 9/11, who left people without mothers and fathers, kids without their parents, wives without husbands, know exactly what will happen to them, if anything, when they are captured now. Now, according to an online CNN article, techniques such as waterboarding, sleep deprivation, and slapping were used by U.S. interrogators. President Obama was quoted as saying that these techniques undermine our moral authority and do not make us safer. I have to strongly disagree with that. Since 9/11, we have not been attacked. We are dealing with people who kidnap Americans, cut their heads off, and post it on the internet, such as Daniel Pearl, an American journalist in 2002. No prisoner, let me note, no prisoner that we captured was ever held without food, water, or shelter. There was always a medical doctor present during these interrogations. President Obama wants to help improve our relationship with other countries. I believe this is important, but not at the expense of weakening our own country. And also not telling the world that we are arrogant and derisive, as he did earlier this month in a speech in France. So I urge you not to listen to this. Be proud of your country. Do not listen to Obama telling that we are arrogant. Yes, we have made mistakes as a country. All countries have. But we have done so much good in the world that's never portrayed. Instead, we are made to look as if we're doing something wrong. So in summary, I've told you about 3 points that I feel: spending, life, and also national defense. Obama won the election on the premise of hope and change. After my presentation, I hope you will change your mind in 2012 when the next election comes. Thank you.
9 minutes.